And so when I hear people saying that, oh, well, we just cannot break bread with others, that we insist upon not having the type of cordial relationships with other people that we must have if we're ever going to break free of this hellscape that we're living in right now, because that is what we're dealing with. This entire evolution, if you will, has made interesting bedfellows. And while I watch little Ben Shapiro make statements like, you're not entitled to live where you were born when you grow up, this is a person who has benefited mightily from the Zionist capitalist death spiral that our system is in right now. So naturally, he's going to make commentary that is not to the benefit of the average person. But there's a lot of commentators out there right now that are doing the work that is necessary for us to form the alliances that we could ultimately band together and have the impact that we need to have to ultimately end this unholy alliance with the genocidal state of Israel. A very good compilation clip from Breezy Politics for you to enjoy.
Left, you are not my enemy.
It is with pride that we announced our next guest. Thank you, Chuck, for coming on.
No problem, Tucker. Thanks for having me on. I think it's important that we have a moment like this where we try to bring the country together.
Amen. I so strongly agree.
Wake up. Because I am telling you, this is not a battle between left and right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thank you.
How about that? You know, it's funny. The system is breaking. We know that. But I tell you, it would be a very interesting frenemy rivalry in the political arena if both Ro Khanna and Marjorie Taylor Greene are running for president in 2028. At least there would be some semblance of bipartisanship on certain ideas, not this, whatever they're for, I'm against, whatever you're for, or whatever you're against, I'm for. I would hope that that is not the future, or I would hope that the future we're heading towards is one where we can have more conversation about key topics that matter to most people. But we're not there yet. We're trying to get there. And so right off the bat, it is clear to me why this is such a big deal. And I agree with Saeed. Israel feeds the division. If that was not in the way, I'm not saying there wouldn't be other problems. There would, because the system is broken. But there would be less of an impediment to try to bring about that revolutionary change that we need.
We have to now meet in the middle.
Do you think that America should just cut ties with Israel altogether?
What's your definition of cut ties?
Like stop funding them, stop being their military arm?
Yes,
okay,
I'm on
great.
record saying.
Okay.
What you're doing here is so important, Congresswoman Green, so please thank you, because I know that you now have a target on your back, and I'm sure you're being called all sorts of ridiculous names because you want to, prioritize the American people.
AIPAC needs to register under FARA. I've openly demanded that.
If Marjorie does not have round-the-clock some form of security, now I know that Marjorie is packing. That I know for a fact. If there is one congressperson that I know besides, was it Mark Wayne Mullen, the, shit kicker from Oklahoma with the cowboy hat on every time he shows up on Capitol Hill, Marjorie is definitely somebody who protects herself. Well, if you're trying to get Israel to register as a foreign agent, you better believe that you have a big fat target on your back when you have that level of a platform. No question about it. I commended Anna Kasparian for apologizing to Aaron Mate for calling him a foreign agent, saying I was wrong. I should never have done that. Credit where credit's due. What's interesting is that if you look at the top of the comment under Ben Shapiro, said, you know, I finally got why you're so successful at what you do. It's because you spend all your time making sure us common folk hate each other. It's true, which is why I said this past week, the thing about Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro in particular, they can't reinvent themselves. So once this is over, it is over. Their entire empire is collapsing, as it should. And if they thought getting rid of Charlie Kirk was a smart move, that was somehow going to help them in the grand scheme of things, hey, you know, I always said I wished, I'm not going to say his name one more time. I only wished that Jen had enough capital to go after Wasserman Schultz, because in the end, I always believed that she could be a viable candidate against her, because all of these Zion Nazis, just let them hang themselves. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hang themselves. Just let them talk. Ben Shapiro doesn't want to debate Tucker Carlson or Nick Fuentes. Hell, he wouldn't even debate me, because I'd wipe the floor with his bony ass. You get the idea.
And if we had a Department of Justice that was doing its job, they would be investigating AIPAC. But I think the American people see through it, and the tide is rapidly changing. And I tell you, one of the most delightful experiences I've had since I've been in Washington is that I'm finding common ground with people on the left and the right that really want to focus in on America. And I think that's the best thing that can happen. And that's why I'm delighted to have conversations with the two of you. And I look forward to finding more common ground, because I think that could be the best thing that could happen for all of us.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia, we appreciate you coming on the Young Turks.
Thank you.
I just want to say this about Congressman Massey, and I hope I don't hurt him more in his district by saying nice things. But wherever you are on his ideology, he's a profile in courage.
You can say that again. There's one thing you could say about Massey more than anything else. He is the most courageous representative in the entire country. The Donald, in coordination with Miriam Adelson and a whole bunch of Zionist billionaires, are putting $20 million behind Massey's primary opponent. That's going to be a very important race. So we'll see.
I mean, he's got billions of dollars being spent against him. He's got billions of dollars because people don't want the Epstein release. He's got billions of dollars because AIPAC has been attacking him.
Wake up. I've always said we can't save the Palestinian people as much as I want to. But I worry that we can't. But what we can do is figure out a way to bury this genocidal state forever. Their ideology, their stranglehold over our political and economic system. And I do believe that change can happen. We just have to be willing to put certain differences aside. Now, not everybody obviously is in it for the right reasons. I think everyone knows that. And always be suspicious of the intentions of any politician. But remember, Thomas Jefferson always said that the difference between tyranny and liberty is very simple. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears its people, there is liberty. Vive la liberté, as they say in France. The government fears their people in France. That's why they have their yellow vests. That's why they have, for all intents and purposes, based on almost every metric in the world, France has the best healthcare system. What do we have? We have shit. We appreciate you being here, PH Joy, and I like that profile picture. I catch a lot of shit for liking the red, white, and blue, but remember, the flag means what you want it to mean. It means one thing to the powers that be. It means another thing to the average person. And I want us to be able to put those differences aside. We must put them aside.